Coach, I had a bunch of requests for this PowerPoint, and I realized the videos weren't built into the PowerPoint because I had put the PowerPoint on Huddle and just clipped each slide and then put the videos where I wanted them in the Huddle because I thought that would make it easier for the presentation. So what I've done, I came back and I took the video, excuse me, I took the PowerPoint and built the videos into it. And that's the way we run the power. We run it as gap down backer all the way across the front, just like when we run the buck. And that way, when we come back and we run the counter and even the down on the play side, it's a gap down backer, gap down backer, gap down backer. Because if we're going to be gap scheme, and another shameless plug, my gap gun offense, which is soon, if not already, available on allaccesscoaching.com. But we want it to go hand in hand. And the reason we don't do it with a tight end is honestly because we normally don't have tight end types. And if we have two, three, or even four of them, they're playing linebacker and DN because our kids go both ways. And they're also rotating at H. And so now we have packages we can put in and put a tight end in, like put another H in, have a 2H, two tight end offense, and put one in for the wide receiver and put him in here, and then we can do it. I really like doing it because I've grown accustomed to it without a tight end because now it doesn't bounce as wide. And here's what I'm talking about. Watch this. Okay, do you see what I mean? It could bounce all the way to C, or it may just has to go to C when you put that tight end in because the tight end now is blocking down on that five tech. Okay, so you got gap down backer, gap down backer, gap down backer, and that we may get a decent block on him and wall him off inside right here, the DN, but it may, because I like telling him press the A gap until you can't, run the A gap till you can't, and it could bounce. So really, when you move this joker out and split it out, you're taking that outside backer has to go out there and at least apex. And as much as we like to throw fast screens, he's going to go out there all the way. And that's why we do it that way. All right, here are the rules, and a lot of you saw this. It's just gap down backer, the play side tackle. If you have a tight end, he's gap down backer too. Gap down backer. We do a little bit different versus an odd front, depending on what they do. And at the end of the presentation or the end of the slideshow, go look at that, and I'll show you the different ways we do it. We can actually drive the four tech versus an odd front. It depends on how they play. Some teams get in an odd front and they'll play a five and let the stacked backers control B gap. And some teams, they put them head up and they're 50-50 players. And then some teams just flat out put them in four eyes. And it does matter. And that's one of the reasons why I hate an odd front with a passion. Okay. As my mama used to say, a purple passion. So gap down backer is the rules all the way across the front. A great constraint play for the way we run trap. Run power is the trap. Okay. And so if we can get them thinking trap sometimes, and then it may make that drive a little easier and make them play a four-eye trying to blow the trap up. You got your play side guard is gap down backer. The center is gap down backer, but he's back on the first DL is what we tell him. And against an odd front, we tell him, you block back looking for the first linebacker. You're trying to shut down run-throughs. The center's trying to shut down run-throughs, especially against an odd front or against an under front. On their way to the three tech and an under front, they're looking for run-throughs. And so their eyes are on the backers. They're not looking where they're going. Their body is going to run into that three if that three is squeezing down the line or trying to chase that pulling guard. So the center is blocking back either on the first DL or first linebacker versus an odd front. And sometimes you'll see, like if the stack comes running through there trying to chase the guard, which we had that happen to us before with some 3-3 teams. They would have that guy key in the guard, and the guard pulled away from him. He's chasing him, running the thing down from behind. I saw a little 135-pound linebacker gave us fits a few years ago. But the backside guard, of course, is wrapping tight, and we'll talk about that, hugging the rump line. Some of y'all remember that from the presentation. The backside tackle, gap, gap, flip is the way I teach it. That way their mind is thinking the gap, gap. Shut off the gap first. Don't go running away. And then the H is the sniffer back. He's J blocking, kicking out the end man on the line of scrimmage. Okay? And against an odd front, and you'll see this on one of the videos, he may read the play side tackle's butt, and we'll actually tell him that if he blocks out because that guy slanted out or was lined up in a 5, then you release inside and get the stack backer. Okay? If he blocks down, then you'll get the other guy. Okay? So, and then the tight end, of course, is gap down backer. And you see the note, we have J block, the outside linebacker, versus a 3-4. They want to bring him up in there where he can make the play. But we prefer to RPO him and go twins to that side and let the H fold and lead on the backside, the play side linebacker, and the backside guard wrap to the backside linebacker. Okay?